Next up, we're going to clean the rims of the tumbler. This is a cup edging tool. This one right here is from Wicked Shimmer, but Nooka has a really great one that you can use to trim vinyl. It'll also cut through epoxy and glitter, but you can go through the whole length of the tumbler. Like, it's really tall. It's a good one. There's a little razor that's attached to all of these, and you just take your tumbler and spin it around in a circle. I'm holding it weird because I'm trying not to have it slip and cut my fingers off. But you just go around in a circle, you cut away that layer of epoxy that's down there, and it also cuts that glitter, and then you can easily remove that bottom. There is a way that you can do this with just tape and having it taped off at the bottom. You don't have to put in all this work, but to be honest with you, I always forget to remove my tape, so this is kind of the rhythm that I've gotten used to doing. Once you get to the point where the razor has sliced through the glitter and epoxy, go ahead and take a craft knife and just remove what you cut away. Usually it peels off really nice. Every once in a while you'll have to get there and just really make sure it's sliced through. And then we're going to take a rag and some acetone and go ahead and clean off all that spray paint. We're cleaning the spray paint right up against that line. We're bringing it all the way to that line to make sure you can see that exposed stainless, and then also on the bottom. I do not do the bottom edges of my tumbler where it kind of folds across that rim, just so that I have the security peace of mind where people put it down and it's always resting on that piece of stainless, that it's not, the epoxy won't chip away over time, just the way that I like to do things. So clean it all really good with acetone. You're going to want to take a napkin with rubbing alcohol and get the rubbing alcohol and make sure it's cleaned off, like any paint, it didn't smear onto that epoxy when you're cleaning it away, and just clear that off also. The reason I'm using alcohol to remove that part is that acetone can be pretty aggressive against epoxy, and it will start to break down the epoxy over time. To clean around the top of the tumbler, I like to use a Dremel with a flap wheel. This flap wheel, the round piece, is one straight piece. It doesn't come with that divot in there. That's created over time by running it along the top of your tumbler. Whenever we're doing this, what it does is it sands down that top layer of epoxy and it clears off that glitter. So you'll see a very faint exposed line of stainless around there that I'll show you in just a second. Whenever you're doing the future layers of epoxy, you will cover up that layer of stainless and bring your epoxy towards the edge. That way it will re-seal your glitter and everything will be a secure design. That's it for this step. Next up, tumbler butts.